The crooked woods of Transylvania's Carpathian Mountains are home to many a legend, including some born on enduro bikes. As it stands right now, one of those enduro legends is leading the West Points race. Graham Jarvis is 120 points ahead of Manuel Lettenbichler, and Mario Roman sits only 30 points back in third. Behind them, positions are just as tight. It's still anyone's series. Halfway through the West season, we are back in the heart of Romania for round 5 of the World Enduro Super Series, RedBull Romaniacs. This year, the world's toughest hard enduro rally is celebrating its Sweet 16. 450 pro and amateur riders from 35 nations are sure to take another beating in one of the greatest tests of endurance, speed, and skill. The 5-day event kicks off with a punishing prologue through the city streets of Sibiu. This sets the starting order for 4 days through the Romanian wilderness in an overwhelming off-road rally race against the clock. Gold, silver, bronze, and iron class riders take on 100 to 200 kilometers of insane terrain per day. In the end, they will have covered 6 to 8 hours of one of the world's most unforgiving hard enduros. Last year, it was South Africa's Wade Young taking the top of the podium. At 22 years old, he was the youngest rider ever to do so. There's hope Young will be back to defend his 2018 Romaniacs title against current West leader Graham Jarvis. Jarvis had to pull out of the race last year due to exhaustion, but the silent assassin has taken the Romaniacs title 6 times in the past. Couple that with the fact that he's taken top of the podium at the last 2 West rounds, and it's easy to see why he's a major threat. Even still, he and Tadej Blazusiak both received 0 points at last year's race. Not finishing Romaniacs has massive implications. On the other hand, Manuel Lettenbichler was second here last year and sits second overall in West. He and fellow KTM rider Johnny Walker, who was third here last year, will also be contenders. They'll get a run for their money from Spanish riders Mario Roman and Alfredo Gomez, who have both been performing well in the first half of the season, sitting 3rd and 4th overall in the series. Will Jarvis extend his West Points lead? Will Wade Young repeat last year's performance? Or will a new rider stand atop the podium for the first time at RedBull Romaniacs? There's still a lot of riding ahead of us as we roll into the second half of the season at the World Enduro Super Series. It's the 16th edition of RedBull Romaniacs, round 5 of West, and you can check all the highlights on RedBull TV.